Okay, attorney, we know naman there's more or less a preponderance of sound bites or pronouncements all recorded on video because these were made during speeches from the former president. Would that count as evidence or incriminating in a case where what's being tried is crimes against humanity?
You know what? Yes. I've looked at other cases, and in many of them, it's the statements that you would have as evidence. There would be no other evidence available because precisely the crimes, because they were committed by top leaders or even the president of the country, there would be complete impunity. Sinisigurado na walang mananagot o kaya walang ebidensya o kaya walang trace. And there are very few cases in these kinds of conspiracies that you would have written proof na, ito tingnan mo may order by and implemented by. Hindi yan, walang paper trail yan. And so these kinds of statements have been used. And in the case of Duterte, we did submit all those statements that he made and even the transcripts which were so painstakingly made and uploaded by the PCOO. So thank you very much. Mukhang nakatulong pa kayo dun sa kaso na.
They do that. Tama. Hindi PCOO nung time ni Duterte.
Okay.
Yes, noon.
PCOO noon. Tapos talagang they do that. They transcribe
So it was as simple as that, attorney. In the conduct of a preliminary investigation, all you need to do also, well, apart from talking to witnesses or victims, all you needed to do was get clips, those video clips.
Well, yes, but of course we needed to prove. We needed a legal theory. Hindi pwedeng basta sinabi, nangyari na lang. Because if you have statements per se, that could just be incitement.
Okay.
And there were cases already, kunyari, incitement to genocide.
Okay.
Somebody said, kill them all, and then they ended up dead. Yun na ba yun? And that's something similar. That's what's happening in Gaza.
Right.
Yeah.
So there was reference to Amalek, there was reference to biblical
It's not enough.
annihilation, etc. So
It's not enough.
nung sinabi ba ng presidente, nagbunga, siya na ba yung nag-utos? There should be a clear pattern. There should be a clear trace anong nangyari. And for us, we also submitted the memorandum itself. So, Command Memorandum Circular 2016-001 or something like that. It's a Tokhang Memorandum Circular. And it says there's a word, neutralize.
Okay.
It says that, of course, katukin mo daw yung mga drug addict, and then you ask them to stop using drugs or to stop dealing with drugs. And then, along the way, they said, and then, of course, you have to neutralize those involved in the drug trade. And when that word neutralize was, implemented or understood by the police, it meant neutralize is to kill. And it showed up in the police report. Yung kwento ng nanlaban. So this person, sabi pa nga nung ibang reports, they sensed or they smelled that we were policemen, di ba? Naamoy nila na police kami. And they fired at us, and then we had to shoot back at them. The suspects were neutralized. Commonly, they understood that neutralize meant to kill, and that is documentary proof that the document was understood to mean kill them all.
Is the ICC nearing the end of its preliminary investigation?
I hope so, yes. This preliminary examination, if you really look at it, it has been ongoing since June 2021 when the preliminary examination ended. Sorry, I'm talking about the investigation. When the preliminary examination ended, that was June 2021, nagkaroon ng issue tungkol sa investigation. Should we go on? In-issue ng government. The government said, yes, let's defer this investigation. And what happened was there was an appeal, and then eventually this year, it was ordered, okay, totoo na to, investigation. So technically, nakabinbin yung ating investigation for about a year and a half. And all those time, the ICC was really polishing its theory. It's polishing the case. So now they're just looking at the points of clarification and kung saan pa sila kulang. So I would say that the ICC is actually almost done with its collection of data.
Actually, yun ang aking follow-up attorney. So, tapos na tayo doon sa what was done or ano yung krimen. Tapos ongoing yung who, kung sino yung mga responsable. So, yan ba yung sabi niyo malapit na, yan ba yung basehan, kung tingin niyo, basehan kung bakit parang may mga pronouncements na, especially from the spokesperson o mga former spokesperson ng Duterte camp na malapit na yung warrant of arrest, yung pagdakip nga or malayo pa ba yun? Kasi meron din sa kampo na sasabi na hindi pa yan. So ano po ba talaga? Malapit na ba?
Okay. I think yes, malapit na talaga kasi from the very beginning there was no question even who would be considered most responsible for the killings. So for us, especially for the victims, if you ask them sino pong gusto niyong mapanagot? These are people who have police reports. And in the police reports, there would be some policeman named na ito ang pumatay. Even with the names identified in the reports, they would say, Duterte. Siya naman na nagsabi nito Siya yung nagsimula nito. Especially for those who have nobody to point out as perpetrators. Yung mga natagpuan na lang napatay. Bakit namatay yung anak nyo? Di nila alam. Napatay na lang tapos nakabalot sa kung ano man. Ang sasabihin nila, Duterte. So for us, medyo identified na. And the thing with this lang is, a warrant of arrest actually has to be kept confidential until it is enforced.
Okay.
Hindi sila tipong announcement, wanted na itong taong to. It's because a person can, and these persons would probably be leaders of the country, di ba? O kaya of a group. Of a powerful group, which is precisely why you went to the ICC. Because in the domestic arena, hindi yan mapaparusahan. And so, a warrant of arrest is actually kept secret at first until it is, kumbaga, for implementation. Or it has already been implemented.
So, in theory,
bulaga.
In theory, attorney, there
yes,
could be one. There could be one already, in theory.
Yes, but I don't think so because... Okay. I am of two minds about this because one, we have the experience or the example of Putin. He has a warrant of arrest and he's in a country that is not a member of the ICC. And we're in a similar position. In his case, the warrant of arrest was declared or announced. Kasi parang, I think, naisip ng ICC, we can't enforce this. So we just better announce this and let the world know. Kumbaga, pahiyaan na lang. Let the world know that there is a warrant of arrest against this person and let this person, kumbaga, come to terms with it. You are an internationally wanted fugitive.
At saka may value, I think, attorney, may value yun dun sa victims. No, kahit na hindi talaga ma-enforce, right? Yung declaration na yun.
So in this case, attorney, what you're trying to say, it might be kept confidential because there's a real chance of affecting an arrest?
That's another thing. So they're asking now, can the warrant of arrest be enforced?
Right.
And I can't say that it cannot. Absolutely not. Because one, we're not a member of the ICC, yes. So the PNP is supposed to enforce the warrant. But there are 123 other police forces in the world that can do that. 123 members of the ICC. And their police are required, actually, they are compelled to enforce an international warrant. We are a member of the Interpol. Or we're part of their network. And that's where the warrant actually goes. Because it's an international warrant of arrest. So there could be. And lastly, if the police are ordered by the president to effect the arrest, walang magagawa ang PNP. Because that's your hand.
But
and
officially,
so I'm waiting for this political will to, in case a warrant is issued, that it is enforced by the PNP.
But officially, the president has said that we will not cooperate and we're not members of the ICC. Well, my point, attorney, is this. You mentioned Interpol, that they can. We are members of Interpol. Is it possible that all the government needs to do is stay back, stand down, and let Interpol do its job within Philippine territory?
Well, yes, but again, the Interpol is just, kumbaga, they work according to membership then. So it's the PNP and actually the NBI that is part of this organization. And if you're thinking that Interpol operatives will come into the Philippines and arrest them, no. How they enforce it is that they will ask the policemen of the member states to enforce the arrests.
So it has
So
to
hindi
be...
yung may pulis pang Kalawakan
All
or
right.
pulis ng ibang bansa papasok
Okay.
sa Pilipinas.
Hindi
Although,
ganun.
could be. I don't know, no? Anything can go, especially with political decisions.
Okay, so that's inescapable. That's not possible. It's inescapable that any arrest would have to be with the cooperation of our police.
Yes, I would say so. Police or law enforcement agency.
Okay. In theory, even if we're not members of the ICC, only on the strength of
Yeah.
our Interpol membership, pwede na.
Or even yung, if you have an order from the President of the Philippines, if he says, arrest him, enforce this warrant kumbaga, in recognition of of committee, in recognition of our economic interests, could be. It's a political decision.
It's a political
But
decision.
again, the PNP is actually the implementer of the war on drugs. So that would be very ironic indeed.
Okay. Attorney, is it possible for the trial to proceed in ICC without the presence of the accused on dock during the trial?
Unfortunately, no. There is no trial in absentia before the ICC.
Okay. Okay, I guess that's no. So well, it's clear, no trial in absentia before the ICC. Okay. Joby, anything else you want to...
So what will happen then if the trial will not push through because of that rule, attorney?
The
Given
case will
the
still
fact,
be there.
yeah, given the fact that you already submitted all the findings, what will happen to the documents and the other things?
It will be kept meticulously by the ICC.
Okay.
And when we say they keep the documents, hindi ito yung tipong I'm sorry, but it's not going to be like the Philippine courts where they're stacked outside of the courtrooms in boxes. You know. Even the victims actually are tagged, they're numbered, and they're put into a database, and their information can be easily retrieved. So the ICC has a system where it's both physically and digitally stored in evidence that goes to them. When I went there, we ran through, meron silang parang briefer on how they deal with the evidence. And it was so cool in a sense na parang, wow, this is how it should be done. Evidence gathering and evidence preservation. They're good at that. So, just in case wala silang mahuli, they will just keep it until may mahuli. Ang sabi nga namin, okay lang kahit hindi ngayon. We're not in a hurry in a way. We know that we're in this for the long haul. Ready kami dyan.